Hey everyone, this is Stephen Strawn at Cast Iron Cookware, where you can find information to help you better collect, restore, and use cast iron cookware. Today we're going to be doing a bell pepper casserole, and I'm going to do that in my Lodge shallow Dutch oven or casserole dish. And we're going to be doing that coming right up. Before we get started, I just want to say thank you to everyone that's purchased my product, Easy Beezy Cast Iron Seasoning. The purchase of this product helps keep this channel going, and I just want to say thank you so very much. So let's get on into our video. Okay, today we're going to be doing a bell pepper casserole. Well, an experimental bell pepper casserole. Now, I want to say before we even get started, I'm a cast iron cookware lover, but I'm not a cook. And I learned a few things here and there. So this is an experiment. Remember, experiment. So I'm hoping that my experiment with a bell pepper casserole will inspire you to try your own bell pepper casserole. And if you do one and it turns out great, please leave it in the comments how it turned out. I would like to know. I'm kind of curious how this one's going to turn out too. So let's pull the camera down so we can kind of see what we're doing. Okay, like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be using my new shallow dish casserole pan. And what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to first measure and see how these are going to fit. So I'm going to go orange, yellow, and orange. It's going to be a little bit of a tight fit, but we'll squeeze it in. Then I'll probably put orange in the centerpiece. If you don't want to make a great big dish of it, you can even go and do something very small in a cast iron skillet, just like this. And it will do a great job. Much smaller if you wanted to do that, but this will fit. I'm going to be using long grain rice, so I'm going to be using 2 cups of rice and 4 cups of water. Always rinse your rice before you cook it. I'm going to be pouring my 2 cups inside this strainer, and I'm going to rinse it thoroughly. Okay, now that I've got my rice thoroughly rinsed, I'm going to add it to my water. We're just going to add a little pinch of salt. We're going to add our 2 cups of rice, and we're going to bring this to a boil. Since our cast iron will retain a lot of residual heat, once it gets to a boil, we're just going to put the lid on it and let it steam over the next 18 minutes, and I believe that will work out great. Okay, we've got all of our bell peppers ready to stuff. We're going to set these aside, but we are going to use these little pieces right here. And you could probably just break these off. Discard the stem. These are kind of in the way. Got us a little more room now to work. And that's kind of the consistency that we're going for. I'm going to put these aside. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to cut up 1 medium size to large size onion. And we're just going to cook these until they're slightly translucent. Maybe add just a tad more oil. You can use olive oil. Stir this in. And I'm going to make some room for my hamburger meat right here. We got 1 pound of hamburger meat. Also going to add 1 pound of Italian sausage. And I believe I'm going to have a good bit more than I need even here. Now we're going to be adding a little bit of salt and a little bit of black pepper. Okay, at this point I'm going to add in a can of Rotel tomatoes. Get that stirred in. We're going to go ahead and pour our chopped pieces of our bell pepper in on top of that. We're going to pour this into a large mixing bowl. And we're going to put the rice in here with this mixture. We're probably going to have a lot more stuffing than we need. So doesn't that look good? Okay, we're going to pack these guys full because we have extra. Now we have enough to probably do about double. Okay, I had so much left over, I decided to go ahead and take a can of Rotel tomatoes and also a can of diced tomatoes and just make our little self a base to put in the bottom of this and let it cook along with our mixture. So let's take these guys out for a minute. We'll go ahead and go in with this and recreate our original plan. And we'll finish it off with our orange in the center. How about that? Now you're going to say, he looks like he's making this up as he's going. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm not a cook, I'm experimenting. So this looks like a good experiment right here. So we're going to put this in the oven at 375 degrees and we're going to put it in there for 45 minutes. Maybe less, maybe more. I would suggest keep an eye on it. So we'll see you in just a little bit. I've got an idea that may make this whole thing a lot better. And that is I'm going to take some pepper jack cheese, I'm going to shred it, and when it's done, I'm going to put a little on the top, put it back in there and let it melt for just a minute and see if that don't kick the flavor up a little bit. Okay, our casserole has been in the oven for 45 minutes. And one thing I've noticed is that the yellow and orange has now kind of merged together. There's not a big contrast in color. I think it would have been better to use a red and yellow to give the good contrast. We're going to go ahead and add our pepper jack cheese and try to give it a little bit more kick. And once we get this added, we're going to put it back in the oven for another 15 minutes and then we'll be ready to serve. Okay, here we go. Now that looks amazing. So let's take a quick look right here. Get some of this good rice here to go along with it. Let's take a look, see. Does that look good or what? So let's get a bite of this. See. Sort of missed that little bit of a bitter taste that you get from the green bell pepper. The yellow pepper has a nice taste to it. Now the pepper jack is a nice addition. Let's try some of the rice that I put in the bottom of the skillet. The Rotel really kind of gives it a little bit of spice. Maybe put a little bit of cheese inside the mix. The cheese is really good, but I would like to have a little more than just as a topper. Pretty good experiment for somebody who can't really cook. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, please don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I promise I'll keep more coming. And I'll be doing more experiments in the future as well. So I just want to say thank you for watching Cast Iron Cookware. Before you go, I just want to share something with you really quickly. In Psalms chapter 136, verse 1, 2, and 3, it says, "Oh, give thanks unto the Lord, for he is good, for his mercy endureth forever. Oh, give thanks unto the God of gods, for his mercy endureth forever. Oh, give thanks to the Lord of lords, for his mercy endureth forever." I just want to say, share the word, and be a blessing.